This action RPG takes the Souls-like formula and rewires it. But does this make the game a breath of fresh air? Or does it remove the very challenge that makes Souls-like so addictive? The game starts with a young woman waking up in the depths of a massive sewer system. Right from the start, questions will flood your mind. Who is she? Why is she here? Why is the place crawling with monstrous hellions? And how did she not drown while sleeping face down in a puddle? The story unfolds in a cryptic, non-verbal way, much like other Souls-like games. NPCs speak in vague riddles, sticky notes provide little context, and even tutorial HUDs throw in proper nouns without explanation. The closest thing to proper exposition comes from a towering woman instructing Arisa to find magical saplings to recover her memories. While the lack of direct storytelling might be frustrating for some, it's also one of AI Limit's strengths. The game lets the world speak for itself through environmental storytelling. As you explore, you'll come across survivors cursing their deity, androids exterminating monsters, and eerie set pieces that hint at the dark history of this world. However, Arisa herself feels underdeveloped. She rarely speaks, and when she does, her dialogue is stiff and unnatural. A more confident and engaging protagonist could have made the narrative experience stronger. The game's opening moments are dripping with dread and unease. Even before jumping into gameplay, the title screen sets the mood. An eerie, post-apocalyptic cityscape with strange machines floating in the sky, backed by a haunting soundtrack. Once inside the game, the anxiety doesn't let up. The combination of cramped corridors, unsettling sound design, and grotesque enemy designs keeps the tension high. Exploring feels like stepping into a Blame manga panel, where the vast fog-filled environments make you feel tiny in a massive, decaying world. One of the most impressive moments comes early on, where you stumble upon a colossal machine vaporizing hordes of monsters with laser barrages. It's an awe-inspiring sight and a great set piece, though unfortunately, it doesn't play a bigger role in the level design. Instead of building a cat and mouse scenario around this mechanical behemoth, the game simply moves past it after one scene. AI Limit makes several bold changes to the traditional Souls-like formula, some of which will divide fans of the genre. One of the biggest differences is the removal of the stamina meter. Traditional Souls-likes force you to manage stamina between dodging and attacking, but AI Limit removes this restriction entirely. This means you can dodge infinitely without worrying about exhaustion. However, to balance this, backstabs have been removed in open combat, only available as stealth attacks. Instead of stamina, the game introduces a different gauge system. Normal attacks fill the gauge, and special attacks consume it. This creates a combat flow more similar to Doom 2016, where aggressive melee combat is rewarded. Enemies force you to stay on your toes, but without stamina limitations, there's less tension compared to traditional Souls-likes. Another big change is how death works. Instead of losing all of your currency, AI Limit only takes away a small percentage upon death. Unlike Dark Souls, there's no need to return to your body to recover lost resources. While this removes the frustration of losing everything, it also reduces the risk and reward tension that makes Souls-like games so engaging. This system makes AI Limit feel less punishing and more accessible, but it also means there's less pressure to play carefully. If you die, you lose a fraction of your crystals, but there's no real sense of loss beyond that. Some players may appreciate the lower stakes, while others might feel it diminishes the challenge. Unlike most Souls-like games, AI Limit lets you pause. No tricks, no delayed menus, just a simple pause button that works in the middle of combat. This might be a relief for players who want to take a break mid-battle, but it also further reduces the game's tension compared to other entries in the genre. The enemy designs in AI Limit are top tier, featuring grotesque creatures straight out of a nightmare. The game throws plenty of terrifying foes at you, including horrifying mutants and massive cybernetic monstrosities. The sewer boss, for example, is an absolute terror, forcing you to learn attack patterns and react accordingly. However, because of the infinite dodges, some fights can feel a little too easy. The ability to constantly roll around enemies removes the pressure that normally comes from managing stamina, making battles feel more like an action game than a traditional Souls-like challenge. So, is AI Limit worth playing based on demo? AI Limit is a unique take on the Souls-like formula, offering a mix of atmospheric storytelling, intense combat, and some unconventional design choices. The game excels in environmental storytelling, creating an eerie world filled with mystery and danger. However, The lack of clear exposition and Arisa's weak dialogue might leave some players feeling disconnected from the narrative. Combat is fast and fluid, with a stamina-free system that makes engagements feel more aggressive and responsive, but the removal of traditional mechanics like backstabs and high-stakes death penalties makes the game feel less punishing than typical Souls-like titles. Whether this is a good or bad thing depends on your preference. If you enjoy relentless challenge, this might feel too forgiving. The game also introduces some questionable design choices, such as a massive, awe-inspiring machine that ends up being a one-off set piece rather than a core part of the experience. Moments like this make AI Limit feel like it has great ideas, but doesn't always capitalize on them fully. Overall, AI Limit is a promising experience with an engaging world and satisfying combat, but it also takes some bold departures from the genre's norms. If you're looking for a Souls-like with a fresh twist and don't mind a more lenient difficulty curve, it's worth checking out. However, if you crave the brutal high-risk, high-reward tension of games like Dark Souls or Sekiro, AI Limit may feel a bit underwhelming. If you enjoyed this review and want more gaming content, make sure to check out our review of Trials of Mana 2025. Whether you're a longtime fan of the series or a newcomer looking to jump in, we break down everything you need to know and whether it's worth your time. Click the link on the screen to watch our full review of Trials of Mana 2025.